guys, it's Allison, and I invite you in for a scary story time. And I'm in my PJs, and I've got my moon out, and also I've got this adorable, um, it's actually a doTERRA essential oils thing for kids. And it has like this cute little thing on the front that you can you can set the lights and the sound. I've got it to ocean noises right now. You probably can't hear it, but it sets the mood for me. So, come and bring your tea and just listen to me tell you about some scary stories. And I've got my juice here, half juice, half water. Okay. So here are some experiences that I have had with what I'm calling kind of 4D. Um, so when I came in as a baby, I think that, I was scared of the dark and I didn't want to be alone. And I remember, like most parents of the time, were told to bundle your babies with the cloths. I can't remember the big cloths. And as soon as my mom and dad would bundle me and put my arms down like this, I wouldn't cry. And so every night I would be bundled up and like essentially couldn't move and put in my crib in my big room all by myself, and I wasn't crying, and so I just had this like feeling of being really scared and being all alone. And as a kid, I developed coping mechanisms for being alone and being scared of the dark and all the things that would come out at night. And so I had like a very specific way of turning on and off the lights and ensuring that the closet was closed at night. And I would make a nest of my bed. So I would have to like leap onto the bed so that my foot wouldn't get taken by a monster. And I would put all of my stuffed animals all around me in this huge like line, and I would be up against the wall, and I would give the power to my stuffed animals to protect me at night. And I did this for years. I mean, so it was this really like super OCD way of managing childhood fears. But then when I got to be a little bit older, I remember I went on a really long band trip and we took a bus. And it was probably, one of my first times being on a bus where we drove from Calgary to Vancouver, and then we drove to Seattle. So it was hours on the bus. I'm not sure if we even traveled at night or whatever. But so I was sitting on the bus and my boyfriend was beside me, and I had fallen asleep in a very crunched up fetal position type of thing. And I remember waking up, but my mind woke up, but my body did not wake up. And so essentially this is called sleep paralysis, where you wake up but you can't move. You are totally paralyzed. And it is the most scary thing to happen to you. And you're trying to budge. I mean, I think your eyes can move, but you can't speak. So I can be like, hey, boyfriend, can you just nudge me just a little bit and I will wake up? So I couldn't say that. And so basically you have to develop this skill where you can get out of the paralysis by yourself. And it is very, very hard. And so that happened. But I had sleep paralysis a few more times. But then a couple of times it was really, really scary. You'd wake up in the night in sleep paralysis, can't move, and then you're seeing things. So this one time I did actually see this thing swirling around the room, and then it came down, landed on my chest, and started choking me out. I'm not kidding. The only way to get out of that is for you to wake up your body. And this happened another time. I had moved to Ottawa, and I'm fairly certain that the previous owner of the house had died in the house. But my cat was right beside me. Thank goodness. My protector. And I was sleeping by myself because my husband was off on a work trip. And I remember thinking there's something coming down the hallway to the bedroom. And then I saw this like thing with red eyes, and it comes through the doorway, again, landing on my chest and started choking me out. It was so scary. And the only way I got out of that one was Cleo, like my cat, nudged me. She knew something was wrong, and she nudged me, and she got my body so that I could wake up, and this thing goes flying through the wall. So I thought I was crazy until I saw an episode on Discovery Channel all about sleep paralysis and different attacks that come from sleep paralysis. And, lots of people around the world have had this experience, and something lands on their chest and starts like taking the air out of them. Actually, I just thought of this. It's kind of like on Harry Potter, and you've got those dementors, and they just pin you down and start sucking your spirit right out of your body. Okay, so that was scary. But the thing is, you don't tell anybody about that because you're going to get in the psych ward. I mean, so you have to be very careful talking about these things. But then I got this boyfriend, and I didn't realize the extent to the dark things that he was into. And this one night, we're in bed, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I look over, and there's this thing standing over my boyfriend. And I look up, and I'm like, what the hell? And I flicked on the light. Actually, it might have been this light. This is not the same place. Anyway, so I saw this thing leave from the side of the bed and go into the corner of the room, and I saw him. So this was what you would call a shadow man. He was really tall, dark shadow, and he had a hat on. Okay? I wake up my boyfriend, and I'm like, do you see that? He was just standing over you. Like, essentially, like, standing over my boyfriend, and it was almost like sucking threads out of him. Like, it was very odd. And so at that point, this is about 2013, I had no spiritual tools, no way to deal with this. The only tool in my toolkit was the Lord's Prayer. And now that I have this light on, I start just like commanding the Lord's Prayer. That's like, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. This thing flees out the door and goes like out of the bedroom. And I'm like, oh my God, did you just see that? That was, and yeah, my boyfriend had seen it. I'm freaking out, and I'm so tired. I just want to go back to bed, but I'm scared. I'm like, if we turn off the light, oh my goodness. So we did. I mean, I think I stood guard for 15 minutes, and I was getting really tired, and I had gone and closed the door, right? I'm like, I don't want that thing coming back in, but I'm not going out there. so so finally, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to sleep. And so I flick off the light, and just as I kind of settled in, I heard the door opening. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it's coming back in. And I saw it come back in and walk over, and then, can't really snap, but it put me to sleep. It wasn't after me directly, it was after my boyfriend. And I mean, it could have been after me through the boyfriend. But I hadn't let in this dark thing like my boyfriend had. That really started me on this ghost hunt. Like, I started getting very scared of shadows, of the dark, like wandering around the house at night in the dark, like, and being very scared. You know, you start seeing things out of the corner of your eye, being super paranoid. And it's this fear that puts you in a completely powerless position. I had actually seen another really weird thing. I woke up one night, and you know how you're in that half dream state? And I saw these things moving through the air. They weren't, they were just, I think they just do that. It was kind of like Spirited Away. Like at nighttime, these things come out, and they're kind of just traveling through. And they look like on Spirited Away, those things. And they're just kind of traveling and going out through the walls. I mean, that was super funny. I mean, like, I wasn't scared. That was just interesting. That was another thing. But seeing this entity, and knowing how powerful it was, opening the door, putting me back to sleep instantly, was really started me on this mission to learn those spiritual skills that all of us need. I'd say all of us need, regardless of whether the light is winning right now. There is a spiritual battle going on. And so that really put me on this mission to learn how to ground properly, to shield, to protect, to clear energy and cast out demons. And it took me probably 10 years to overcome the fear, because that is a core, bone-chilling fear you have to get over. And at the same time, you have to get to a place where you are commanding and not kind of asking, pleading, begging, please go away, please, like, leave me alone. I that is just ridiculous. So now, I had a woman, she was my best friend at one point, and she was so good at it that she couldn't teach you how to do it. And so I've got dependent on her for a little while on, please, there's something on me, can you clear it? Or something's happening to me, can you clear it? And it was just a very one-sided relationship. I was so frustrated and dependent because I was terrified of these things that I think are in 4D. And she just didn't have the patience. She started getting oh no, not you again. And like it was just so that's why with my spiritual, services and helping people, I want you to be able to clear your own energy, do your own grounding, shielding, protecting, and protecting of your property, in like your kids, your partner, if they agree to it, your car, just stuff like that, and keeping your house and where you live like just very um, energetically high vibration and clear, and this makes all the difference. But yeah, so I wanted to share all of this as kind of like scary stories. I'm not making this up. This all happened. But until you've seen something strange happen to you, and you know what I'm talking about, you might be like, oh, she's a good storyteller, or yeah, yeah, that happened. um, but this is all real, and yeah, so I just wanted to share with you my experience. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comments, and I will answer them as best I can. Thanks.